very warm welcome to this special series on influencers by Your Story. Today we're going to be interviewing someone very special, someone who's been there, done that, someone who launched a YouTube channel back in 2014 and has now built a solid base of followers. I have with me Sejal Kumar. Thank you very much, Sejal, for joining us today.
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I've just woken up, so I sound very raspy and I'm a little drowsy. So, other than that, I'm good. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Right, Sejal, tell our viewers what a typical day in your life looks like because we're always seeing you produce so many videos out there that your day must be really busy, isn't it?
Well, to be honest, these days I'm not that busy. I have started to delegate a bunch of tasks to people in my team. So, yeah, I have someone who can edit my videos as well now and do all the graphics and uploading and everything. So I actually have these days surprisingly a lot of free time to just sit and think about what my next video or like next creative project has to be. These days I'm sort of like taking a step back and just figuring out where I want to go creatively next. So yeah, I'm not that busy these days, really.
But it's a shift from what you used to do earlier, right? Because initially, in your early days, I'm sure you did all of the above things that you just described. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Like, how was it when you just started out?
Yeah, so actually till just I would say just a few months ago, I was genuinely doing a lot of things. Like I had a really great management team who was taking care of the business part of the work. But before even having that team on board, I was also managing myself and I was shooting, conceptualizing, editing every video. I used to work with freelancers a lot. Like I work with some incredible videographers and editors, but a lot of the times I would end up editing myself. So that would take a lot of work and a lot of just putting out 2 videos a week on a regular basis. And especially my videos are always different. Like some week I'm putting up a music video, some week I'm putting up a fashion video. So I would try to go out all out with every video, and that would definitely get a little tiring. And so that's why I decided to, get some support and just not try to do everything on my own.
Right, Sejal, I was looking at all your videos and I feel like you have a natural knack of bringing fashion, lifestyle, and communicating it so effortlessly to the audiences. How did you decide on choosing this genre as something that you'd like to be talking about?
Well, so fashion and lifestyle, that's how I started out. Like in college, I used to just love performing. And a lot of my friends used to tell me that I dress up a lot when I come to college, and I used to take it as a compliment, and I thought that was a cool compliment. And that's why I decided that okay, maybe if I start a YouTube channel, I can talk about that. And a few people that I was inspired by before starting did also the same thing. But as I went along, I just diversified into different categories. I started putting up covers of me singing and dancing. Then I got some opportunities to act, and now I kind of do pretty much all of these things. And I think it's really cool to be able to do all of it because my platform allows me to just explore different areas creatively. And thankfully, my audience is okay to watch all of that. So I'm very grateful.
Talk to us about the whole creators economy. We've seen suddenly this economy booming. We're seeing so much content that's being created on a daily basis. What do you think has led to this, great surge in the kind of content that we see online across channels, both Instagram, YouTube, even Facebook, for that matter?
Yeah, it's crazy, especially this year. I'm constantly overwhelmed every time I open Instagram or YouTube. Actually, more Instagram, I'm constantly overwhelmed by the amount of content, by the number of creators. It's actually really, really crazy. I think just the pandemic, like so many people are feeling like, oh, let's pursue the passion we've always had, and we had the time and energy to do it. It's cool. It's really cool. Some of them it's completely changed the style of making content, especially on Instagram. So that's great. All the new people coming in have really changed everything. And it's inspired me as well to just change up how I'm doing things, especially with the time I've had during the pandemic. It's given me a lot of like time to go back and forth and change things up. So it's cool. It's very challenging, but cool.
You describe yourself as someone who's not being in the box, and Do you think that is perhaps your USP that differentiates you from the rest? What would you consider as your biggest USP or the secret sauce of your success?
I don't know. I I used to take this word, still do, very seriously. Oh, I need to come up with a brand image and I need to like think of what my USP is. But I feel it's just going down a spiral, trying to think about like what it is about you that appeals to other people. And recently I've just started focusing on what it is that appeals to me about me. And I think when I'm in that flow, things automatically just settle. Luckily, I'm in a field where if you're most in touch with yourself, it shows and hopefully it works. And only then is it worth it. Otherwise, if I'm spending too much time and energy pretending to be a certain thing, it never gives me happiness. Sometimes may work, but may not as well. So genuinely, I don't care. Like I genuinely don't care. I just want to focus on making stuff that makes me happy. USP can keep changing. It's okay.
But what would you consider, as being the biggest influencer hacks out there? I mean, what does it take to become an influencer? I think everybody out there wants to know what it really takes. So, from someone who's been there, done that, what would be your sort of take on that?
Wow. Okay. Like I've been doing this for 5 years now, 5.5 maybe. So I've pretty much been through every era so far. I would say just like perseverance, mental perseverance for sure. Like making videos is one thing, it's the fun part of the job, but you have to repeatedly do it. So you need a lot of stamina for it. Like passion, yes, I'm passionate, but like how long will your passion last? So you have to keep pushing yourself for sure. And the second would be, which I struggle with a lot, is like sort of like forgetting what you are because you're so influenced by people's comments and people around you, like in the industry. Oh, you're so this, but I'm not. Like that's your perception of me. So when you forget that, that I think just leads you down a different route, which I've realized over the course of the years. So sort of like a different sort of, it's not a hack, it's just more of my experience.
One thing that I'd like to bring in at this point in time is that being an influencer has its pros and cons. Many people also have hate mails or hate comments on the things that you do. How do you deal with that kind of criticism or those kind of comments out there?
Oh my God, it's so hurtful. It's so hurtful. It really hurts my feelings. When everyone, I always say this, whenever everyone says, even my parents usually give me this advice that don't jane do na, just brush it off, whatever. But how? It is hurting my feelings. Like if I choose to just let it go, then I'm ignoring how I feel. And I feel like yeah, it just really hurts me. But I recently read somewhere that people who usually like leave these comments have no idea like who I am or how it is that I managed to do what I do. So they have no right to give me an opinion. Their opinion is out of context. It genuinely has no context. Say if someone like a YouTuber friend of mine gives me advice, or so a creator friend of mine is like, hey, maybe you can do it like that, then probably I'll consider it. Only if we're close. So taking free advice from people is dangerous. I don't believe in it anymore.
All right. On that note, Sejal, we're going to do a quick rapid fire with you. Are you ready? Your answers have to be quick and spontaneous, and we're
Okay,
going to be asking you some fun questions. Yeah. All right.
cool.
So the first question is, what is one word that best defines you?
What that best defines me? Genuine.
Okay. What is your biggest influence in life? What do you think is that one thing that has influenced you the most in life?
To keep evolving. These are long ass answers. I'm sorry. To just keep evolving, keep changing.
Okay. Your role model?
No one person is my role model.
Okay. What's the one thing that you lied about in life?
Like dumb stuff, like sneaking out and telling my parents something else. Genuine, nothing else.
Okay. Which fashion trend would you like to bring back from the past?
They're all coming back now. Low waist jeans. I really liked it.
Okay. If you woke up as a man, what would be one fashion trend that you would definitely try?
A mini skirt, and then try and understand what it feels like to be a woman when you walk out on the road for once.
Okay. What is the a must have in the wardrobe for anybody? What would you think is that one thing that you must definitely have?
Mm, I'm not. I won't say I can't tell anybody what they should have. Just have some confidence. That's all. Whatever you want, wear whatever you want.
Okay, what is the one thing that you cannot leave home without, and you can't say phone?
A little notebook. I always have this little diary with me. I love writing. I'm always writing.
What do you think is your go-to outfit idea?
Oh, just a top like this, the crop top, and really loose jeans, which are like distressed to putty hui jeans, and sneakers and small bag.
Okay, one city that you'd like to live forever in. If you had one city to pick, which would it be?
For some reason, I feel like Amsterdam. I've been there once, and I really liked it.
Okay, describe your dream outfit.
Let's be cliche, Sabyasachi. I love his work. So, so, so beautiful.
Okay, and my final question is what is the one thing that you tell yourself every morning when you wake up?
Shit, I didn't get enough sleep.
That's being brutally honest, and I don't think you got enough sleep today too, because I've woken you up for this interview.
Yeah, I'm actually like, yeah, I feel all like bloated in my face. So sorry.
All right. Sejal, you've performed very well on this rapid fire, but there's one thing that the audience wants to hear from you before I let you go, and that is maybe two lines from your latest songs. We all know that you sing very well and you've got lots of music videos out there. So, just two lines for our audiences.
Okay, let me try. I don't know. I feel like I'll sound really bad because I've just woken up. But okay, I'll give it a go. खाली खाली है बैठे भरा भरा ये समा तेरी आंखों में है जो मैंने कह दिया तेरा पारा खाली खाली है बैठे भरा भरा ये समा तेरी आंखों में है जो मैंने कह दिया.
That's some beautiful lines that you heard from Sejal. Thank you very much, Sejal, for these lovely lines and for this lovely interview. Thank you so much for being a part of this very special series. And I'm sure the audiences out there have really enjoyed this interview. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.